It's time now to get a check of weather with Market Journal's Chief Meteorologist Eric Hunt. Eric, what are you tracking as we take a look at weather here in the week ahead?
Thanks, Bryce. It's certainly going to be a cold start to the week for pretty much everybody in the state and this broader region of the country. Compliments to this huge ridge in the upper levels over Alaska and downstream troughing down in here into the central portion of the continent is going to bring much colder air for Nebraska and all of us. With temperatures on Sunday, Monday likely only getting into the single digits across the northern portion of the state, probably the lower teens across southern Nebraska. But you'll notice even down here, the Texas Panhandle likely seeing highs in the teens on Monday. So this is a pretty expansive cold air mass going down into the U.S. Wind chills will be very cold on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday mornings, with Monday morning right now looking like the coldest morning. Wind chill values easily getting to 15 to 20 below across the southern portion of the state, likely getting closer to 25 to 30 below. And I do think we will probably see a couple of sites between Chadron and Wayne probably exceeding 30 below for wind chill on Monday morning. Not historically cold wind chills, but certainly enough to be dangerous. So please be careful if you happen to be out and about on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday mornings. Thankfully, this will be a relatively short-lived cold snap, so we should moderate a bit by Wednesday. And I think by Thursday, maybe Friday, we should see temperatures getting back above freezing for pretty much the entire state, maybe even getting some 40s in here. So we'll get a nice round of mild Pacific air coming in to end the week, or at least end the work week. In terms of precipitation, it's going to be a very dry week across most state again. There will be a very slight chance of maybe getting a sprinkle or snow flurry Wednesday night and Thursday. For the most part, though, most of next week should be pretty dry. But as we head toward next weekend and probably early the week after, I do think we're going to start seeing a chance for increased chances of precipitation, including mostly just all snowfall out here across the western portion of Nebraska. So the CPC does show above average precipitation favored. And I do think as we get into the eastern portion of the state and further east that we will maybe start seeing chances for more snowfall the week after this one. We're definitely likely to be relatively cold as we head into 8 to 14 days. So again, as we head toward the end of the month, colder than average is certainly favored. And I think there is a possibility it could be very, very cold. Now again, what I'm showing you here is almost 2 weeks out, so this is not gospel yet. But if something like this were to verify, we would have some very, very cold air coming back into the northwestern and central United States as we head toward the end of the month. And if this happens to be tied in with the polar vortex, we could see temperatures that are even colder than what we're expecting early this next week. Not a guarantee, but something to watch out for. In terms of snowfall recently, we just had a little bit of snowfall the other night across portions of northeastern Nebraska, but most states has not seen any snow here in the last several days. And a lot of us have really not seen much snowfall at all so far this season, with pretty much the entire state running less than 50% of normal, and some places across the state are running less than 10% of normal. That is not helping the drought situation, as we still have a good portion of the state in drought. We are seeing the conditions deteriorate here across portions of the southern panhandle and southwestern Nebraska, where we had one of our driest Decembers on record, and some places in southwestern Nebraska really have not seen any meaningful precipitation for over 2 months. 2024 was overall not a terrible year for the state in terms of precipitation overall, but this doesn't necessarily show the whole story. We were about driest on record across portions of western Nebraska. And we were very, very warm across the entire country, second warmest on record for Nebraska, warmest ever in the United States, and it was the warmest ever around the entire globe. Thanks, and back to you, Bryce.